All right, hello, readers. Today, we are going to continue learning more and more about how can we learn the most about a topic when we're reading a book. So, you've worked on thinking about what is the difference between fiction and nonfiction. And by now, you know that fiction are made up stories that have characters, setting, problems, and solutions. And nonfictions are books that teach real facts and information about a topic. Well, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to dive more into nonfiction books. Because you see, when a nonfiction writer writes a book, it comes from their heart. They write about a topic that they love so, so, so much. They want everybody else in the world to love it that much too. Just like in writing, when you picked a topic that you love, 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 like flamingos or robots or trains or flowers, you want everybody else in the world to love that topic just as much as you do and to learn about that topic. So authors, of course, use words to teach their readers about the topics. They use paragraphs, they use sentences, and that is a huge part of nonfiction books for sure. But the other part of nonfiction books are something called text features. And I'm going to write that word up here so that you can see exactly how it's spelled because it's a really important word for second graders to know. So text, which by now you probably already know that word, text, which means like in a book, could be a magazine. All right, so this word says features. Sometimes there's an E and an A together. It makes a long E sound. So it sounds like features, text features. And that is what we're going to learn more about over the next few weeks. By the end of January, you are going to be able to name, describe, and use text features in your reading for the rest of your life. Okay, there's some main text features that you'll see in books. And so we're going to start looking for them and really learning, like, why would an author include those and what do I do when I see a text feature? For today, the main teaching point is I want to tell you, don't skip the text features. Don't skip them. When you're reading a book, I'm going to say, don't skip. Excuse me. So never, ever, ever skip the text features. When you're reading in a nonfiction book, like I'll demonstrate in a minute, you always want to read not just the words, but you also want to read everything else that's on the page because those authors worked really hard to get that information in there for you. So I'm going to show you some examples of this right now. I'm just going to model for you how when you read a nonfiction text, you don't skip the text features. You look at them, you read them, you think about them, just like you would with the regular words. So this book is called Polar Animals, The Incredible Animals of the Arctic and Antarctic. This is one of my favorite nonfiction books. Starts with a table of contents. Even when it comes to a table of contents, you always want to read what is in the table of contents. The ends of the earth, polar animals, life in the big chill, polar babies, ice babies. Oh, I love babies. That's going to be really cool to learn about babies, polar babies. Cold poles, Arctic seasons. Oh, we have seasons here in Illinois, don't we? Antarctic seasons. Wonder what the difference would be. Arctic and Antarctic? Is there a difference? Hall of Fame. The Arctic. Ice bear. Ooh, bears are so cool. Bringing up baby. Sea bear. Seals and walruses. Some of you love walruses. Walrus beach. White whales. Arctic ghost. Arctic hare. Ooh, What is an Arctic ghost? So you see, second graders, I'm reading the text. So I didn't just skip past the table of contents. I'm actually reading the words, and then I'm having a thought. Reading and thinking, that's what real reading is. And we real read all of the text features. So you go through all this: Chasing the Sun, Arctic Visitors, Wolf versus Musk Ox, Caribou Journey, Living in Harmony, the Antarctic, March of the Penguins, I love penguins, Watch Me Grow, Ocean Giants, Water Acrobatics. Water acrobatics? I wonder if there's an animal that does flips and things. Will that be what that's about? Orcas. Oh, I know. Those are like really, really big whales. Orca Hunt. Whales and dolphins in the deep and danger. What can you do? Interview with an Antarctic scientist? That would be a cool job. Some of you might have someday. Glossary, index, and a thank you. Well, that's really nice. The author included that. So did you notice I read the words and I shared my thinking out loud to you? You can keep your thinking in your head, or if you're reading with somebody else, you can say it out loud too. But readers read through even the table of contents and they think about what it's saying. And then I'm going to turn to the next page. Now, I could just read these words here and then turn. So I'll show you what some readers do when they don't yet know that you should really read everything. Welcome to the top and bottom of the world. The Arctic Circle surrounds the North Pole. Antarctica surrounds the South Pole. In these huge, wild places, land and sea are frozen for much of the year. The snow sparkles, the sea ice dazzles, and glaciers tower into vast skies. And then they would just flip to the next page. More than 99% of all ice on Earth's surface is at the poles. Polar animals have cool ways of keeping warm. They may be very fat or furry or covered in dense feathers. And they just keep going. So I read the main text, I read the sentences, but I did not read any of the photographs. I didn't really study and think about any of the photographs or the captions next to the photographs, which are the words that tell what's in it. And on this page, I didn't take the time to read this. This one has like a title that's on the side, kind of like a heading that's on the side, or really think about this photograph. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you that we don't skip the text features. So this is what it would look like if I was really reading, including the text features. The ends of the earth. Oh, but that's like the top and the bottom of the earth. Oh my goodness, look at that photograph. It is absolutely gorgeous. I wonder where it was taken. So is that a mountain and that's a snow pile bigger than a mountain? What is going on there? Look at the beautiful, I wonder if that's a sunset or a sunrise. And then I would read the words. Do you see how that's different? I really took the time to stop, read everything that was on the page. When I say read the photograph, of course there's no words, but remember, reading is thinking. So by really looking at the photo and noticing some of my thoughts that I'm having, that's reading. And then when I go to the next page, well, I read that, but I didn't read this at the top. Polar animals. That heading is going to tell me what this whole page is about. So all of these must be polar animals. And then I'm going to look at every one of the pictures. Bearded seal, least weasel, caribou, ermine, Arctic hare. Oh, it's so beautiful. Emperor penguin. Are those emperor penguin babies? Harp seal pup, a Titanic, Atlantic puffin. Didn't make sense, so I went back and read it. Arctic fox, black guillemot. So do you see the idea? The idea is that you don't skip any of the words that are on any of the pages. You read all of the words and all of the pictures. And you can go in any order as you're working your way across a text. Like, if my eyes naturally go down here first, I can read these first and then come up here and then read these. You can do that, that's okay. But you do want to make sure, in order to really learn the most from the author, that you read everything that's on the page. And all of those other things that aren't just the regular sentences, those are different text features. We'll learn about all the specific names of the different text features over the next month or so. So, readers, I hope that as you're reading nonfiction, you don't skip those text features. Stop, notice, read them, and learn some of the things that the author wants you to learn. Readers are leaders. Have fun learning.